Hey guys, welcome to another Brotropics. Today we're going to be reviewing Phenibut. And we got 3 brands right now. And right off the bat, we got the same opinion on them. So why don't you list off which ones in order from the first one being the worst to number 1 being the best.
Alright, so I would say that the worst would be, I wouldn't say that's the worst, it's just like, 250 milligrams, but these two right here are both hydrochloride versions of Phenibut, where this Phenibut from Serious Nutrition Solutions is the acid form, the amino acid form, where this is hydrochloride, so it takes double hydrochloride to be able to have the same strength as the acid form.
Now how about pricing? So far, not really Vital Labs, but between Nootropic Depot and SNS.
I would have to say I paid around $25 for 180 caps at 250 milligrams, and this was probably like 15 bucks, but it's at 500 milligrams and it's the acid base form. Yeah. So it's a lot stronger and it breaks down a lot easier, and they also gave you 500 milligrams, and this one's only 250, which to equal one of these pills you'd have to take like 4 of these to equal just one of these pills.
So
well, actually two. No, yeah, you'd have to take 4, yeah.
So I guess I'll start first. Phenibut for me stood up to exactly what, actually, Adrafinol is probably my favorite, but Phenibut is, for me, just like it has to be part of every stack. I won't lie. For me, I'm someone who's a little more quiet. I grew up with my brother who talks his ass off to everyone, so I never had a reason to talk growing up, so I just never did. So my review for it is pretty much, it stands definitely up to what it says. I got all the effects, 100%, the talking, the confidence, what we like to call the fuck it attitude. It's nice if you're antisocial. Like I said, I don't know, the camera keeps cutting out, so if I didn't say this, I'm going to say it again. But I'm someone who's a little more antisocial. I don't really like talking. So if I take this, I'll be walking in the store, and right off the bat, I'm just like, hey, what's going on? We're going to have a conversation. You better be ready. The stress for me, it decreased it extremely. It definitely stood true to that word. How about you say your positives before I jump into my negatives?
Alright, so I do parkour and free running, so I like Phenibut because when it comes to learning new flips, I'm not going to say that it just makes it so that it makes it so you don't think of fear, but it made it a lot easier for me to just be like, screw it, I'm doing it, and 100%, and I'm not backing out. And you know what? It helped me a lot, included with the Adrafinol when I was taking it to relearn my flips, and I learned them so much quicker because I said fear is just fear. It's something that you just believe in. So if you can get rid of the fear, Phenibut will do that for you.
No, I would say it doesn't get rid of all of it, but it gets rid of, I think, the hardest part of fear, that first step. So I think for me that's good. I'm going to jump into the negatives now. And I really don't have too many negatives other than the one they can't really help at this moment, is the half-life. For me, I work a night job, so I try to plan my nootropics around it. The 4-hour half-life, you can live with it. It can suck sometimes. For me, it doesn't gracefully go off like Adrafinol. Well, Adrafinol, you won't even know stopped working by the time you're coming off it. But with Phenibut, I'll be talking to someone, and when I feel and it hits, about 5 hours, so maybe it does have a slide-off period. 5 hours, I could feel it just going away. It's just going back to my normal self. I can feel it. If I pop another one, I'll be good, but I never have it. I never carry it on me. I should. How about you? What's the half-life for you?
I think it takes about like 2 hours to really get in the effects. I don't know. That's what I noticed, that when you start to really feel it, like to relax it, because it works on your GABA receptors. And I think that 2 hours is when you feel the full effect of it. And I think for me, it lasts like 7 hours. I'll be good. But I'm really a talkative person anyway, so when I take this, it just boosts it even more. But another thing is about Phenibut is Phenibut can be addicting. Lo, explain your experience with it when, you know, you're taking it every day.
No, I'm someone who really doesn't believe per se in addiction, because if you like the feeling of something, it's kind of stupid to call it addicting. For me though, withdrawals, they are no joke. I took it for 3 weeks, no cycles. I was probably taking at least 1,000, right? I would say about 1,000 a day, milligrams. So after 3 weeks, I ran out of it. I didn't stop. I just ran out of it, and for like 2-3 days, I had an extreme headache, and I was like, this sucks. So it did go away. It wasn't something that, you know, made me cry like a bitch or something. I mean, I'm someone who cries like a bitch anyway over stupid shit. Headaches being one of them. But I would say definitely cycle. There's no reason to, I guess, really need your GABA receptor 24/7 anyway, being smacked. And there's other nootropics that will explain the how-to that you can replace Phenibut and still get a pretty close feeling to it. And so I would just take weekends off. You take at least 2 days off a week. You know, pick weekends, maybe Monday, Tuesday's your days off, whatever it is. I would say that for any nootropic anyway. You're going to want to cycle.
Yeah, and I wouldn't take over 1,000 milligrams of Phenibut every day just because, you know, your tolerance builds up pretty quick to it. I don't know, when I was taking it every day for probably like 2 or 3 weeks, the next day, the next 2 days I just had bad headaches and I felt a little depressed, but then it went away, you know what I'm saying? It all depends on your willpower. My thing is I got a strong willpower, so I don't really, you know, I don't really get addicted to stuff that quick, like quick at all, really.
Yeah, like I said, I don't believe in addiction, but I believe in having a good feeling. And if you're someone who doesn't like talking, then you pop Phenibut, and all of a sudden you're talking. When you talk to people, days become nicer, I won't lie. So I would say it's definitely one. Would you recommend it? We'll jump onto that.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it, especially if someone is like taking like anxiety medicine like Xanax or Klonopin and just think that this is an actual nootropic, so this enhances your brain too in a better way, because in a way Phenibut gives you a motivational energy where Klonopin and Xanax that you get prescribed to, those are downers and they're going to bring you right down to the ground. And you don't want to take too much Phenibut because it slows your heart rate down, and you don't want to mix them either with other tranquilizers like Klonopin or Xanax or whatever other ones they are, because it'll double the effect. And do not drink alcohol on Phenibut at all. You will have bad side effects. Like your heart rate is gonna slow down like crazy. Your breathing.
Let me jump in here because I actually want to give them my experience. It was New Year's. Just popped 1,000 milligrams Phenibut. Nothing. I always pop 1,000 if I can, if I have enough of them. About a glass and a half of champagne. Now I'm someone who drinks with my dad a lot before he knew nootropics, and we pound about a 30-pack. I won't lie. Probably not good for the liver, but taking 1,000 milligrams of Phenibut and having like a glass and a half of champagne, I was wasted. Completely wasted. I did finish the bottle still, I won't lie, just to see what it would do. But, yeah, you mix these with alcohol, it pretty much skips you to the end of it. So, if the end of it's not a good road for you, which it probably won't be, that's where it's going to skip you to. Would you recommend it as a single use? Just Phenibut?
I would, because I wouldn't say that it's really that much of a nootropic. Like, it is, but it's like, I feel like it's more of like a mood and anxiety and just like a stress reliever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, the reason I think I would put in the definitely count as nootropics, which I know what you're saying, but for the fact that it fixed something that you had an issue with. For you, it wasn't an issue, so you look at it differently than I do, but I am someone who is antisocial, so I think when I take this and it fixes it, to me, that's all benefits. I would also recommend it as a single use. I think it's very good. I would try timing it out. If you have a big day ahead of you, don't try just taking it in the morning and thinking it's going to last. The 4-hour half-life will bite you in the ass. You're going to want to space them out at least twice a day, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
So, we both recommend it. So, that was another Brotropics video, and I hope to see you on the next one.
Adios.